All right, thanks everyone. And that was a great intro. And I think something that ties very closely into what we're trying to do on the supersonic flight side, what we're calling Vector Prime. With General Brown and his most recent Accelerate, Change, or Lose message, he talked about how that we have to employ our global effects on a near immediate timeline. And we have to, as an Air Force, to be, and we are the first that are going to respond to emerging crises. So that is a very true statement. But if you think about it from a strategic standpoint, we've been flying at the same speed to transport products around the world for about 60 years. With the Concorde, there was an opportunity to maybe go supersonic, but for many reasons, that did not fully materialize into something that continued through today. It's funny how some of these things begin, and the Air Force I only just admit had a blind spot in some of the activities that were going on in the supersonic world. Just a little less than a year ago, I was having a conversation with a friend that was working at a company, and I was intrigued to find out that company was doing work in supersonic commercial flight. I thought, this is something the Air Force needs to be a part of. We have to be leading anything with aircraft development. We have to be a key player in driving that forward. So after working with the AFWERX program, after coming up with some internal funding, we were able to get some small businesses to provide some investment to them so that we could become a part of this supersonic capability. But General Brown didn't leave it at, hey, let's look at new ideas. His actual challenge was to double our efforts to accelerate the necessary changes for our future success. So what I'm asking you to do is to continue to work forward with us as an Air Force, continue to lever this great capability so that we can lead the world. We have to be ahead of the rest of the world in developing a supersonic capability. Just think about the multiple ways that transporting people, products, around the world in half the time. Imagine what kind of a dividend that would pay off when you're trying to get people from A to B, and you can cut the time in half. That is a great advantage to have. And we've got to be able to think big. We've got to be able to think strategically and see how this pays off 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And we're not always good at that. So that's what I need industry to do. As an Air Force, we think of jets and fighter jets and using that aircraft to fly fast and accomplish their mission. But like I said, for 60 years, we've leaned on whatever the commercial industry did to provide our engines and our capabilities to transport hardware and transport people around the world. This is a new way of thinking. And by leveraging private industry investments, it allows us to provide a greater value at an affordable cost to our nation. And that's our key. How can we maximize our Air Force dollars to provide a capability, and not only in supersonic flight, but also in new materials, in engine development? Everything that this leads to has nothing but benefits for our country. The industrial base gets larger. Competition is something that we are huge on. And the way to create competition is to start to build up this industrial base for other opportunities. And what better way to do it than a leap in technology? So I applaud all of the companies that are looking at supersonic. We're trying to do this holistically as a family of programs that are all leaning in towards that same goal. We must adapt and accelerate now, because I will be honest, we are not going to outspend our adversaries. So what we need to do is we need to out-technology our adversaries. Dr. Roper has done a fantastic job creating these visions for how we use the Air Force and how we use things like our test labs and our test environments and our modeling and simulation and our relationship with the FAA. How do we leverage all of that to help deliver this supersonic capability? Because this leap forward, I'll tell you, our adversaries are pursuing this just like we are. We want to be first. So whatever I can do as a PEO, whatever my portfolio can do, I'm here to help. I'm here to encourage, and I'm here to direct that. One of those things being, I'm going to tell my team to get with the AMC chief scientist, because I think he needs to understand what we're doing on the supersonic side, because, you know, in the midst of everything that he was discussing, getting there faster, I think, is key for the nation's success. So I applaud what you're doing. As Emerson said, nothing great was ever accomplished without enthusiasm. I'm enthusiastic about this, and I look forward to hearing from my team what comes out of the discussions today. But thanks for all you're doing, and I'll cede the rest of my time back to the panel.
And collaboration is what we really need to achieve here. And with that, I invite everybody to go to the respective workshop rooms where we'll be able to have a little bit more of a dialogue and listen to your ideas. So I'm look forward to seeing you there. Thanks.